This morning, I said. Buenos dias, bienvenidos. Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tucson on Sunday, May 11th, Mother's Day. I'm Bob Gordon, and I'm the worship associate this morning. A little housekeeping first. Be sure to turn off your cell phone or put it on silent. There are 2 gender-specific bathrooms in the lobby. And there, in the alcove behind the AV equipment here, there is a gender-neutral bathroom, which is also wheelchair accessible. And in Goddard Hall, across the patio, There are 2 more gender-neutral bathrooms, one of which is wheelchair accessible. On behalf of the congregation, I extend a warm welcome to everyone, especially to visitors, including those on live stream. We aspire to make this church a community which is a safe place, a sanctuary for everyone. Please join me in this welcoming litany by responding to each prompt with the words, "We welcome you." Whatever your physical or intellectual ability, we welcome you. However you identify your race, your ethnicity, your gender, or your sexuality, we welcome you. Whatever your immigration status, whether you've been, bless you. Whether you've been a Unitarian Universalist all your life, or this is your first time in a UU church. And speaking of that, if you're a visitor and you're willing and able, I should say, raise your hand so that we can recognize you and welcome you. Yay. We're glad you're here. As we worship today, let us be mindful of those desert people who came first to this place and whose land was stolen in successive acts of displacement and genocide. We honor the O'odham, the Yaqui, and the Apache. We also honor the Hohokam and other indigenous peoples whose names we no longer know. And now I invite you to pair up with someone nearby, preferably not somebody you came with. It's okay too. And take turns giving each person time to speak and time to listen. And please respond. I haven't even told you all what to talk about yet. You can talk about anything you want, I guess, but I have a prompt, and the prompt is, what does love look like? Tell about an example of love in action that you have experienced or witnessed.
Good morning. A good question leads to a lot of chatter. We hope the chatter will carry you through the service into social hour afterwards. I love the question was interesting enough that a chair had to be moved, you know? It's perfect. If we haven't met, my name is Reverend Bethany Russell Lowe, and I have the great pleasure and honor of serving this congregation. And our words for call to worship this morning come from Reverend Elizabeth Mount. They write, "From our very first breath, we reach out. Co-regulation, not self-regulation, is in our nature. We find our cues from the sun and the moon, from each parent and caregiver. We find our place in this great turning planet by turning to one another, generation to generation. We awaken to the dawn and fall asleep at the evening's end. Our life's journey is part of something greater, something simple, something divine. A flame cannot be lit without a spark. A life cannot begin without the air. And we cannot begin to find ourselves without love. May we reach out to one another. May we offer love and nurturing care. May we join together in the celebration of the interdependence of our lives. And in this spirit, let us worship together."
As Bob lights our chalice this morning, I invite you to sink into these words and listen to our chalice lighting written by Linda Susan Ulrich. For all the mothers and mother figures, the grandmothers, aunts, and extended family members who are mothers, the soon-to-be mothers, the wish they were mothers, the never wanted to be mothers, the it's complicated mothers, the birth mothers, foster mothers, adopted mothers, stepmothers, the used-to-be dad mothers, and the more than one mom mothers, the single mothers, separated mothers, stay-at-home mothers, unhoused mothers, the grieving mothers, those who grieve their mothers, and those whose grief is complex. For all the communities that mother, and for all who depend on the great mother, you are held and beloved.
We're going to invite you to sing this morning. Our first hymn is I Know This Rose Will Open. It's number 396 in your gray hymnals, or the words will be on the screen. We will sing it once all together, and then we are going to do a two-part round this morning. So the round will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn its wings. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will burn its wings. I know my rose will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
The following reflection and ritual come from the Reverend Erica Hewitt, and it's called The Beautiful and the Bitter. Each of us here knows something about how love works. What do you know about how love exerts its power between people? What has love taught you about the beauty and the bitterness that can arise from its presence in our lives? In her book, All About Love, the late Bell Hooks writes,